Okay, we're back. What we're going to do here, I soaked him up a little bit with that water and stuff. I'm going to trim back his back here a little bit. We're going to bring his arms up and around. And it's just a matter of putting a cut in and then going down and around. There we go. And up underneath a little further. Alright. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. Alright. There's, like I said, there's different ways you can make the drummer boy. It's up to you, you know, do some research and come up with your own version of it. I don't see many carved drummer boys, which there might be, I just haven't, I didn't see many along the way here. You hear a little traffic. I'm recording this a little earlier in the day. Usually wait till the traffic dies down a little bit. So it's a lot easier to hear. Let's take this down again here. There we go. Bring this up. And we have a few trucks out back here moving things around. It's always busy here at the farm during the day. Alright, let's see. I'm going to round this off. Alright, and we're going to round off a little bit on the corners here. We're not going to have it as pointy, you know. Very much similar to what the shepherd was when we did that. But the fun part is going to be doing the drum and putting, you know, a few features in his clothing when we get to that point. Now we're going to bring this down even further. So one thing you want to try to remember, when you dig down, we have a tendency of going this way. When you hold your knife, like if I were to go straight in here, being right-handed, I have more of a tendency to dig in when I put a stop cut. I should go straight across. And I've noticed with some of the people taking the class here, it's hard to explain to them how to keep that knife straight. They think they are, but they're not, because of how the angle, how their hand is holding that knife. So you want to be real mindful of that. If you are cutting in stop cuts and you want to go straight in, just try to be, you know, try to remember to keep your knife very, very pointed in the direction you want to go. Same thing with doing these arms. You don't want to, when you do a stop cut, we're going straight in from the back, parallel with the arm. Now, some people have a tendency of digging it like this. Well, what happens is you end up with an edge here, and it's much deeper right behind here, and that you can't round it off. So that's one of the things you want to be careful of when you do your stop cuts. Try to make them straight in without any, you know, so we'll keep going here. Alright, keep right on going. There's a tractor going by right now. Yeah, the Amish are moving some equipment with a tractor. They have tractors, or they borrow one or the other. The other day I saw a wagon full of them going back and forth here with people in it. I guess that's the way they get around without using a car and not wanting to use the buggy, I guess. But I've seen that at some of the stores here. They'll load a bunch of kids in the cab of the tractor and drive over to the store with it. But anyway. Okay, when we start digging this out a little bit, we're going to have to leave room for the 2 drumsticks. Okay, I'm trying to bring this down a little bit more so he's not so fat and wide. One of the reasons I had it so wide was so we could fit the drum in nicely in that corner. Alright, keep right on going here. And I'm going to make sure that's dug out exactly right there at the corner. There we go. You want to clean off all the rough spots, of course, like we've been doing. Alright. Now, I get my pencil here somewhere. What we want to do, because let's take a look. He's kind of wide yet. We're going to trim off some more in the front here, just a tad more. And yeah. Okay. And right at that corner's nice and deep, or it should be. Alright. Now, we're going to have to round this somewhat because the corner is going up straight through the center. It's not a box. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just kind of trim this down a little bit further to go underneath his chin there. Okay, to round that up a little bit. Have no really distinct lines on his face, you know, make it look more like a young person's face. I'm just going to bring this down. I don't like that sticking up like the way it is, so we're just going to trim this off a little bit here. A tad. Okay. Yeah, I like it to go into kind of like it's resting instead of sticking out. That looks better to me. Doesn't look like a fireman's hat. Yeah, you just kind of have to play with a piece when you're doing something brand new and it doesn't look right. You know, then alter it a little bit. A lot can be done just switching something out. See how that looks a little nicer? I like that. Okay. That gives a little more, just more of a form to it. Alright. Now we're going to stop digging this out because what we want to do now is, because this is really the important focal point, is that drum. So we're going to put a little stick this way and this way. Alright, like it's coming out of that hand. We're going to do the same thing over here. Now this one's going to be a little tricky because we're not going to have a lot of room here to do this. Alright, so we're going to come up a little ways here. Try to make it the same length if you can. Let me see how far that is. That's up to there. Alright.